Tourism in the region has almost come to a standstill because of the pandemic. And this has hit economies and employment hard, especially for our CARICOM partners. So how has Trinidad and Tobago mitigated the impact and is accelerating the recovery? Let's find out.
I'm Randall Mitchell, Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts. For the tourism and creative sectors, the years 2020 and 2021 were unprecedented years as both sectors were negatively impacted by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. These two sectors that depend on gathering, socializing and liming are now limited in undertaking the same activities that make us who we are. However, at the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, we continue to look forward. We have spent the last year planning the restart of these sectors, integrating the tourism and creative sectors and charting a way forward for their eventual recovery. Policy development is critical to the tourism sector's recovery and helps to build a solid foundation for the growth of that sector. In 2021, we focused on completing the national tourism and the sport tourism policy frameworks. In the coming months, the Ministry will work on policy directives for other tourism niches, such as ecotourism and community tourism, and also develop the sport tourism master plan, which will guide the management of large sporting events. This will ensure that Trinidad and Tobago becomes the destination of choice in the region for sport tourism. In response to the pandemic, in 2021, we focused our efforts on making the destination safe, accessible, attractive, and ready to welcome visitors back to our shores. For this purpose, the Ministry developed the COVID-19 protocols for the tourism sector, and because of this, the destination was awarded the Safe Travels stamp by the World Travel and Tourism Council. In addition, many of our stakeholders received training from the Ministry's state agency, Tourism Trinidad Limited. This training and certification means that our hotels, our tour operators, tourist taxi services and performance spaces are well equipped to give our visitors a memorable experience, albeit in a safe and comfortable environment. In October, Trinidad and Tobago welcomed the inaugural flight of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. This represents the outcome of efforts employed by Tourism Trinidad Limited and our industry partners over the last 2 years to find new international source markets. This flight provides a direct link to the European market through Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport Hub, the second busiest airport in Europe. We now have access to tourist markets across Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. We are also heartened by the fact that since the reopening of our borders, most airlines have returned to our shores, giving a much-needed boost to the recovery effort for the tourism sector. The Ministry also continued initiatives to soften the blow of the pandemic's impact on the creative sector. To this end, over 4,000 creatives in the fields of music, dance, drama, visual and literary arts received a one-off cultural relief grant. In the month of June, to help both the tourism and creative sectors generate much-needed revenue, the Ministry facilitated priority vaccinations and travel exemptions prior to the reopening of the nation's borders. This program enabled close to 2,000 cultural workers, artists, and tourism stakeholders to be further prepared for their sector's reopening. Through this program, artists were able to travel abroad to perform at events outside of Trinidad and Tobago fully vaccinated and, if necessary, to re-enter the country quickly. Likewise, our tour operators, hotel workers, and tourism transportation providers could provide a safe environment for their staff and guests. While the greatest show on earth, Carnival, was cancelled in 2021, virtual events continued. These events highlighted the creativity of our promoters and producers and the ministry willingly supported and facilitated these events through its grants and sponsorship program. These events were held in our national performance spaces and gave our Carnival Festival a wider viewing audience through streaming and pre-recorded shows and events. In the last year, some of our national performance spaces have undergone upgrades that will give producers and event promoters more comfortable spaces for their artistic expression. At the Naparima Bowl, the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts conducted major refurbishments that will enhance the public's experience, whilst at the Queen's Hall, the newly launched Garden Theatre gives event promoters an additional outdoor space to host events. The year 2022 holds much promise for the tourism and creative sectors. In a post-pandemic world, these two sectors are important to re-energizing and reinvigorating Destination Trinidad and Tobago. We have experienced the synergies between tourism and culture and intend to use this to generate renewed interest in our beautiful Twin Islands. We will be reaching out to our diaspora, honoring our icons, digitizing the tourism sector, celebrating our 60th year of independence, and making sure that Trinidad and Tobago is transformed into the place where the entire world wants to be. Trinidad and Tobago, I wish you best wishes for the festive season, and we wait with excited anticipation to what 2022 has to offer.